clip of Michelle and Calvin, who volunteered to spend time in jail for the hit A&E show 60 Days In, along with Colonel Mark Adger, who prepares Calvin for that experience. He actually trains people for it. Michelle, I understand that your first day was a little bit shocking. What happened?
When I got into the actual pod, it was an intake for hours, but when I got to the actual pod there, I had not even 30 minutes later 6 women accusing me of being a cop. It was one of the scariest moments of my life, and I got very upset because I'm not a cop. That wasn't what they were saying. What they were accusing me of was a lie. I'm not a cop. I was in property management at the time, so far from a cop, right? So that was very scary for me that first night.
Well, we got a clip of Michelle's side. Check it out.
Ms. Smith.
My biggest fear going into this is not making it through the entire 60 days. It's my biggest fear.
All right, ladies. You're good.
I just figured it'd be like handcuffs, but they like shackle us all together.
Flying for one more, okay?
Put us like in this tiny little like hole, like literally squished in there.
All right. I don't give a what kind it is. Cigarette.
I'm freaking out. It's just like complete terror over my entire body.
I don't have a car day anymore. Murder? First degree? It's justified, right? You do it for a reason, right?
No, you can't never be justified. You can never justify that.
Just can't.
Michelle, after that first night, did you think you were going to make it?
I did not. Absolutely not. There's too many things that are the metal on the bed. There's no cushion. There's no pillow. There's no, to me, in my opinion, edible food.
Right. It ain't.
I beg to differ.
Think it's delicious, Colonel.
I love it.
It's great food.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
See, he's in the military, too. He about that life. We ain't about that life, Steve. We ain't about that life.
We ain't about that life, Steve. He can't ever go back. This is not what you do. How did you guys feel once you got out?
I think the initial feeling I have and I still have today is a feeling of guilt, because once the show, or if they watch the show, I don't want them to feel like I was being fake or that wasn't the real me that they met, because that was me. I was just in there for a different reason than they were. So just the guilt feeling of not telling them the exact truth and them thinking, oh, she lied to us, or that wasn't really her. You get close to people, you can't, it's human nature that when you live with somebody day in, day out, you're going to get close to them.
Right.
And I did get really close with a couple of the women.
What about you, Cal?
Same thing, kind of piggyback. I did get close to the people, but I was just ready to go. I ain't gonna lie to you, I was ready to go. I was ready to get home and get some of the good stuff. You know, I went a while without it, so, you know, I was surrounded by men. That was something I'd never been. So I was surrounded by men. I never been surrounded by men like that. So it was just good to be around women, and, you know. So I was just glad to be out.
What changes would you like to see in the system?
Well, as far as me, I'm in the educational field, so I think that a better transition, you know, we in these sales, you see what they did. They got nothing but gossip talking about me being informant. They should have been reading, you know, doing a trade or some online courses. They should have been doing something. So I think that they need a transition because, believe it or not, while I was in there for my time, I seen people leave and come back and leave and come back. And it broke my heart. You know, and these people say I spend more time in here than I have on the streets. And it really broke my heart. It did.
Wow. What about you, Michelle?
First of all, I hope they get some better food that's, you know, a little more edible, nutritious for the women. But the biggest thing I hope is that there's more assistance for some of the women, some of the people in general. They don't have money on their books. They can't call an outside source and talk to them, or call their attorney if they do have an attorney. So I would like to see some assistance for them. I think it would reduce the stress level, information that they normally wouldn't be able to get. So I hope there's some kind of liaison in there to help them, because they get stressed, and then that increases the violence and increases the the.
Right. Let me ask you, what would you think would help if the system were different? How?
I think, we've been doing criminal justice this way for so long that we think that's the only way it can be done. But I would like to see more of an integrative approach with all the other criminal justice stakeholders. It's not just the jail. It's got to be the schools, because a lot of times these guys are dropping out of school, and this is all they know how to do is crime. So they come to jail, and all we do is warehouse them for the most part. My philosophy is that we need to modify their behavior as much as we can, but I don't have them long enough. I don't have them 9 years for all the schooling that they missed to correct what they didn't get in elementary and middle school. A lot of these guys don't even finish middle school. So I think we need to integrate what we're doing on the street back into the jails to make these people more like what they're saying, get them back into the community and become productive.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think a few things. Education has to be put into the systems.
Absolutely.
Education is freedom. Once you know better, you can do better.
Absolutely.
There has to be drug programs. When you are a user and you are on dope and you have no means to get it, crime becomes the means to get it. Absolutely. And they're stealing out of necessity. And people don't get that, man. You got to get some treatment for these people. You got to educate these people, because they are salvageable people. You just got to give them something else. I'd say thanks to everybody. You should watch this show, man. Thanks, everybody. Watch 60 Days in Atlanta on A&E Thursday nights at 9, 8 Central. We'll be back.